Hello and welcome to the Last Diet Experience podcast. On today's episode, I have another guest. Her name is Nicole Louise, and she is the host of the Positively Joyful Productivity Show. But she's also a teacher, which is quite the job. And I am so curious to find out, how that even happened. Anyway, the topic for today, which is going to be helping us figure out, is how to make meal prep simpler by using one of the tools that uh, we have been hearing about lately, which is AI. You want to make your meal simpler, meal prepping simpler?
You're listening to The Last Diet Experience. I'm Lizzie Havitz, and I lost 20 pounds without any typical diet and have effortlessly kept it off since. What I discovered was not just permanent weight loss, but a journey of health, self-love, joy, and personal growth. And I'd like to bring you along so you can do it too. In this podcast, I will share what I did to lose weight and keep it off while never having to count calories, white knuckle hunger, and especially not having to give up my favorite foods. It's definitely not the normal path. Let's dive in.
Hi, Nicole. Welcome to the Last Diet Experience podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I am super curious to know what you teach, because maybe that's going to clarify, how, I feel like it's a huge job, to being a teacher to being a business owner and focusing on productivity. So, first of all, what do you teach?
So I've actually been teaching 19 years now, and I started my career as a special education teacher, and I've done various roles in different programs throughout my career. I think I have taught every grade level from kindergarten to 12th grade.
What?
I think with the exception of third grade. But anyway, so I've worked with children that have had significant behavior challenges. I've worked with kids who have autism, and kind of a lot in between that too. And currently, I'm a literacy intervention teacher. So I've kind of been all over the map in terms of teaching world.
Okay. And how did you move from teaching to what was the story that you said, no, now I'm gonna do my own business?
So it's actually funny because I always thought as a teacher, I'm like, entrepreneur, business owner, no way. That is not for me. I don't know numbers. I'm not a numbers person. Like that just never interested me at all. And then the pandemic happened
That
and I got a
pandemic.
little taste of working. Yeah. So I got a little taste of what it was like to work from home. And initially, I really struggled to separate work and personal life because I would just walk by the kitchen and there was my work computer and I'd be like, oh, I'm just going to work on this thing for a minute, and then it turned into 5 hours later.
Uh-huh.
So we had a dog, and she, like my husband and I, she's our child, right? So we don't have kids. She was our kid. And I got a taste of what it was like to be home with her all day long. And she was getting older and, needed more care. And I'm like, man, wouldn't it be great to be able to work from home? And so also, if you know anything about teaching, we're certainly not rolling in the dough over here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking long term too. And I'm thinking financially, it'd be great to have a second income. And so that's where the entrepreneurial journey began. So it was really stemmed from the COVID pandemic, which is, strange, but here we are, right? So
Yeah, I feel that there was a lot of uh, death in that period, but there was also a lot of beginnings. So yeah, it's beautiful that you found that. So, how did you? Okay, when you do business, you can do. There's a ton of opportunities. What problems to solve. What? Why did you make productivity your thing? But actually, first of all, well, maybe with the story you will tell us, the name of your podcast, the Positively Joyful Productivity Show. I'm very curious if in your stories it'll reveal why you named it that way. So tell me both your story, why'd you chose that as your niche, and how did the name come up?
So I actually started this journey trying to help teachers overcome burnout, which, if you know, like that's a huge problem in and of itself. And so, as any entrepreneur, knows, things change and you test things and you change and you evolve as business goes along, right? And so that wasn't kind of what was lighting me up at the time. And I joined a group coaching program, and through that, I was testing some offers, and I launched a product, and I had a result of 0 sales. And so I go back to the coaches, and I'm like, okay, like what's going on here? These are the numbers. This was the result. And the coach was like, well, do you think you have the right audience? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And so we got talking, and I'm like, you know what? That's actually not what lights me up. When I started this business, I was kind of debating between this productivity avenue and the teacher burnout avenue. And I truly don't remember. I wish I could, but I don't remember why I ended up going the teacher route, probably because it seemed easier.
Hmm.
Um, but then ultimately, through the conversation with that coach, I'm like, you know what? No, the productivity avenue, like that's really what I love talking about and what I love helping others with. And so I'm like, no, this is what I need to be doing. So totally changed course in the business world, totally pivoted and started working on productivity and like helping women create routines for things, because my life as a teacher and now a budding entrepreneur, my life is jam packed, and I like to do things on the weekends and have free time as well. I have family and friends that I love to be connected with and things I enjoy doing. And I'm like, there's got to be a way to simplify this so that I can do all the things I want to do, but then also enjoy life, because isn't that the whole point, right?
Right.
So, yeah. And so I started down that path, and then I began working with an amazing business coach. I'm still working with her now, actually. And she actually brought up the whole AI concept. And she's like, what do you think about AI? And just kind of being in the know and like, watching this AI thing start to kind of invade our lives,
Yeah.
really. I'm like, it is this new next wave, right? It's everybody's starting to use it, and there's, my gosh, there's a new tool every day and a new this and a new that, it's constantly evolving. And I'm like, I actually love tech. And that also goes back to the pandemic where I literally had to relearn how to do my job on the computer, which was so fun. But at the end of the day, I found I really loved it. And years ago, I was actually teaching myself to code, which that was, I loved coding. I just didn't have the time to like keep up with it, and knowing how quickly things changed in that world, I was like, I don't know if this is something I want to continue doing, but I loved it at the same time. And so I have that like weird sort of tech background that I never knew I loved tech until I became an adult. And so looking back at my high school self, I'm like, man, I should have been hanging out with the kids who were like building computers and playing all Dungeons and Dragons. Like they were actually my people. So yeah, so it's all kind of come full circle. And now I'm like, helping women use this tool, this AI that we have never had access to before. And it's something that AI is just, it's so different and so much more powerful than any other tool we've had access to. Like I said, you can train it. It flexes with you. It learns you. It's an incredible tool. The more I dive into this, it's like, whoa, it really truly is life changing how it can support you, not only in your work or business life, but in your personal life as well. And then you had asked about the name Positively Joyful Productivity. Oh, goodness.
Yeah. That's an
So when I,
interesting name.
It's a mouthful, right? The
Yeah.
reason is like, I had 10 other ideas for much shorter, easier names, but they were all taken. So, like, there were a lot of other people apparently. Yeah, I was looking for domain names and everything else that I wanted was taken. And so I'm like, well, I gotta change it up. I have to add a word or something. And so positively joyful productivity was born.
I was like, yeah, it's a mouthful, but I like it because it's not. I guess that's what it differentiates you from others because it's not just about productivity. Yes, we all get stressed and overwhelmed, and we all have a ton of things to do, and we want to organize ourselves to, well, get things done. But doing it in a joyful and positive way, that makes a huge
Yes.
difference, you know? Because it's
Hmm.
one thing that I talk to my ladies about a lot is their language. Like, how are they speaking about themselves and uh, about life and their possibilities and everything. And there's a lot of should language, have to language. There's a lot of resistance and heaviness and weight in the language. And I'm like, what if you don't have to do it? Like, what if it's a choice? What if you are choosing to
Right.
not go to your friend's party because you want to be with your kids, because you get to have your children, you know? Yeah, you and I were on the same path.
Hmm.
Our children are our fur babies. Yeah. Um, but you still get that. Like, sometimes I have to cut my outings short with friends because I have to go back and potty my puppy. Yeah. But I could just
Oh,
think
yes.
about it in a way that it's like, oh, I have to go back, and I don't know what I was thinking when I said yes to this puppy. Or I could say, oh, I have to go, I have to go because I need to save my puppy. That's what I say. I need to save my puppy, and then I get to cuddle, you know? So it's the
Yes.
same action, the same thing that you have to do, but it comes from a very different place. And doing things with joy, well, gosh darn it, it makes you for a happier life, you know, and more fulfilling. So I really like that you added the positively joyful productivity, even though it is a mouthful,
Yes.
but it's like it makes sense to do it. In, it's not just getting things done. How about getting it done in a joyful way? So I love it. I love it.
Yes.
So now that we know how you make your productivity thing, let's get into the AI, which you already mentioned. And here's the thing with
Yeah.
my ladies, what I see them struggle with, because I'm not like completely changing their diet from before joining the program and then entering the program, and everything's changed. It's very gradual. So there's a lot of like not necessarily telling them what to eat, but why they should eat differently. And the struggles
Hmm.
that I see them stumble upon, because now they want to eat differently, is that I don't know what to do with these new ingredients. I don't know what to buy. I don't know where to even look for the recipe, or how to just, I don't know. And they get stuck in it. I'm like, okay, well, let's figure this one out. But if you can like leverage AI to help you with all of that, then it's just suddenly going to become a lot more easier. And that's exactly what attracted me to like having you over. I was like, my ladies need to talk to Nicole because I want them to like if I thought this transition was easy, well, it's not apparently. So, let's make it easier. So I'm gonna let you like go all in because I want to know like how did you even come up with like focusing on meal prep, right? We were talking about that meal prep with AI, and how how has those changes like using AI has actually created a ripple effect of benefits in your life.
Yes. So I consider myself a meal prep queen. My husband and I do all of our meal prepping on Sunday. And, that way we get it done for the week. So, we're both busy throughout the week. I prefer not to cook during the week. And so we just do it all on Sunday. And I know not everyone does that. Most
Mhm.
people don't because most people don't like to eat the same thing over and over, which I totally respect and applaud because, we're
Mhm.
kind of strange, but it's okay. So, in, in kind of looking into this more and, how other people meal prep and how they think about food and all that, I actually just finished writing a book. I'm excited to
Oh.
share that. But in doing research for that, yes, I learned that the average woman spends 4 hours a week thinking about meal prepping.
What?
And yeah. So 4 hours, like average. So just
Mhm.
think like standard meal prepping. So then you're introducing new ingredients and maybe a new way of doing things. Imagine, like, I don't know if there's research out there on that, but I imagine that might add some time, right? And
Yes.
so, yeah, and the feeling of being overwhelmed, like you were saying, like, don't know what to do. I've never cooked with this before. What's a what? What is that called? I don't, and so there's all this confusion and overwhelm. So AI comes in. You can literally create a week of meals in seconds.
Mm.
And so just immediately you're saving yourself 4+ hours a week. And when I learned that and tried it myself, I was like, I literally stared at my phone and I'm like, wait, this is it? I'm done? Like I don't have to do anything else. And then it's like, I don't know. It's like you don't even know what to do. You're just stunned by the efficiency of this tool. It's just amazing.
Mhm.
And what's even more incredible is that so if you think about the traditional way of like, okay, so you want to find a chicken recipe online. And so you go and you Google, and then you have to go and click on all the links and scroll through all the ads for these blog posts, like jump to the recipe and that button doesn't work. So you have to scroll anyway. It's a process,
Mhm.
right? And then you get to the recipe and you're like, wait, what's that ingredient? I don't know what that is, and so it's just, you know how that goes. So I don't have to keep explaining it. But
Yeah, yeah.
again, so then you go to AI, Claude, ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever LLM you use, and I want a chicken recipe that is I can make in under 30 minutes that includes easy ingredients. Um, boom. And then it comes up with, however many you can tell it, give me 5 recipes, give me 3 recipes. You can set the parameters and in seconds it is done for you.
Mhm.
It's so amazing. So, and again, for your clientele, if you have, I'm not sure if you give them like specific foods they should incorporate, but they could
Mhm.
take those foods and say, I want to, give me a meal plan, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks,
Mhm.
using these ingredients, but mix it up. I want to do this ingredient on Monday and this ingredient on Tuesday. You can set those parameters and it will create a meal plan for you.
Mm.
And in addition, it can even create a grocery list organized by, section in the grocery store. Like what you can do with AI, like the sky is the limit at this point.
Mhm.
So it's just, it's like I said earlier, it's something that we have never had access to before. And once you start using it, you're just going to be blown away at the time that you get back using this tool. It's amazing.
Yeah, it sounds so simple, but I think we fall into the same trap of like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And then you get in front of the computer or on your phone, you're on the AI and you're like, wait, how do I do that? So I think
Hmm.
that's where you, specifically you, Nicole, come in because you have like a certain like magic wand under your claw. I'm just imagining you like a wizard, and it's like, oh, you want to do that? Here you go. This is a little magic wand, and this is all you have to do. I give you the steps and everything. So, talk to us about what is it that you're is it a class? Is it a program? Is it like what are you calling it?
So currently I have, well, like I said, I just have my book that I just
Mm,
released, and I also have a
mhm.
master class where I
Okay.
teach you how to create your own customized GPT. So that's just a fancy way of saying a really personalized AI tool.
Mhm. Okay. And that's what you're well, so is the book specifically about, like, programming or, prompting AI to do those things? Is it specifically for meal prep, or is it anything that you can think of? Or tell us a little more about your book.
Yeah. So I actually, is it okay if I show you the book? I
Yeah,
have a
please
copy.
do.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. They just came in the mail. So here it is. It's my book.
Oh,
So
that feels I bet
yeah.
you're feeling freaking, like, powerful right now.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yeah. So thank you for allowing me to share this. It's the first time
yeah,
I'm like publicly sharing it. So thank you
awesome.
for that opportunity. I'm very proud of this. So yeah, so it's how to feel good again using AI tools and Chat GPT for total beginners. So this is like,
Mhm,
if you've never heard of Chat GPT, if you have no idea what AI is, if you're completely beginner, like this
mhm.
is the book for you.
Okay.
There's a lot of other resources out there that like talk to you as if you're a computer programmer.
Mhm,
Remember, I'm a teacher. I don't have a computer degree. I'm not in that world. And so being a special ed teacher, that's my expertise. I take complex things and break them down in an
mhm,
easy to understand way. So, yeah, so my book is it's basically how to use different features in ChatGPT for your daily life. So, organization, meal prepping, um, there's all kinds of like financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but how to use it to help you budget.
mhm,
Just kind of an array of things in your life where
mhm,
you could apply ChatGPT or another AI tool.
mhm.
So
Okay.
yes, meal prepping is, yeah, it's definitely a big part of it. Yeah, I definitely talk about that because I do love meal prepping. So yeah, I made sure that was a
It
huge
might
part of it. So
it might be the third thing in your third career, the meal prepper.
right, I know.
It happens, it happens. So, okay, well, I'm excited for you. I know creating a book takes a lot of work because it's not just like just dumping your ideas. You're doing research, you're making sure that the explanation makes sense. And actually, I believe that that is a superpower to know how to explain things, like break it down and explain, because just because you're an expert on something doesn't mean that you're good at explaining, and you can be the best at that something. If you don't know how to explain it, then transferring the information is it's not very effective, right? So for those people,
Right.
it's best to just you do it, you do it for me. But a teacher, like, knowing how to explain things is a very valuable skill. And I say that mainly because, like, I'm learning that as a coach and as a, I don't know, I like to call myself not a teacher but more of an inspirer, because yeah, it's not easy to teach. And I think actually I learn more when I am working on teaching something, because I have to pay
Hmm.
attention to how I'm explaining it. And that's part of
Yes.
what I like about it, but it's still a lot of work. So I know, like, making a book is part of that, is and it takes a lot of work. So that's why I say, I right now I bet you're feeling like super powerful, because now it's here, it's in your hands, and that's just amazing. That's amazing. Congrats, congrats.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It feels really cool to, finally have the book in my hands. It's a cool feeling.
Yeah. So tell us what I mean, because meal prepping is not, it's not like your main thing, and this book is new, but you like, who are um your clientele? Who are the people that you normally work with you?
So, because I am kind of like last spring, I kind of transitioned into this AI space. And so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
still newer to the space.
Mhm.
And so I'm at the moment building my clientele.
Okay.
But this, the book is written for, first of all, for women.
Mhm.
There are not many AI books written specifically for women.
Mhm.
And in doing the research for the book, a lot of it is very, the book covers look very masculine and, it's written for people who might have an understanding of tech and AI. And so that's where, excuse me, that's where, again, this is different. It's written for women, first of all.
Mhm.
And it's written for a woman who is, balancing a career, life, all the things, right? We all,
Mhm.
whether you have children or you have fur children, there's still so many responsibilities that fall on us, right?
Right.
And this book is written for that woman, which is probably all of us, right? Let's be real.
Yes.
Um, because, it just, the way our society is in general, most responsibilities fall on women. And so if I can help her make her life a little bit easier and make things go a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, a little bit more manageable, and help her gain back that mental energy too, because
Mhm.
that's a huge drain that we all deal with. All of the things that are constantly running in the background in your head, and you don't even realize it. You don't even realize how exhausted you are because of the constant mental churn of ideas and thoughts and things to remember and do, and it's never ending. And
Yeah.
so that is who this book is written for.
Yeah, and to add to that, like there's also the belief, the cultural belief that you have to do it, that you have to bear all those responsibilities and you have to push through that tiredness and that because if you can do it, then if you're not doing it, then you're being lazy or you're irresponsible or you're and so it is very important that you do understand that it's not just physical energy that you're exerting, but mental energy. So I think that's yeah, it's freaking awesome. Anyway, okay.
Exactly.
What is there something that you believe it's important to put out there that we haven't touched today?
Well, as you were just talking, I was just thinking about, so I think a common, I guess, misconception about AI is that, it's cheating, or, you know, I think we as women often feel, like you said, that we have to do all the things and we're expected to do all the things. And
Mhm.
so delegating or offloading some of those mental tasks to AI can feel like it's bad, or
Mhm.
you're cheating, or if you're not doing it, then it's not okay, right?
Mhm.
And I want to dismantle that
Yes, please.
because, yeah, if you think about, you know, any successful CEO of a business company, what have you, they're not doing all of the things. They are really good at delegating tasks.
Yeah.
And so I want to use that analogy with us and AI. Using AI is simply delegating some of your brain power and some of your thinking, some of the doing.
Mhm.
You're delegating that to AI to support you so
Mhm.
that you can fill your own cup and be the best version of yourself for the people that you love in your life and for yourself. You want
Mhm.
to live a big, beautiful life, and why shouldn't you?
Mhm.
It's your birthright.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I think that's what I want to share with women, is that, like, using AI is not a bad thing. It's here to support you. And there's a lot of if you pay attention to the news, there's a lot of like negative news cycles and all the AI is bad and it's going to take
Oh,
over the
yeah.
world, and And of course, that's the news. And if you want to listen to that, of course that's your choice. I just want you to know that you can do good things with AI too. And so I think that's the message I want to leave your listeners with, is that AI is a tool to support you and you can do good things with it.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It is a tool, and I have heard all this like big hypothesis of how AI can destroy us. And of course, we have all those movies, to support that. But it is a tool, and it's just like a knife. Like a knife is a tool. It can help you create a very nutritious meal for your family, and it can also help you end someone's life. It is how you use it that will determine if the tool is a good thing or a bad thing. It's actually not the tool, but the intention of it. So
Yes.
so yeah, no, I completely agree. And also, you're talking about this mental energy and exhaustion, and it just reminds me of this like I don't know how known is this fact, but Barack Obama, as the president, he decided that he would buy suits, like the same suit. I don't even know how many of the same suits did he have, but he did it because he wanted to eliminate a decision making of the day. So every time you're making a decision, you're using that mental energy, and it does deplete. So if you can have AI help you just get rid of a few decisions that you have to make, or make your decisions much easier, then you have that mental energy to put on anything else that you choose to put it on. If it's just, your work, or playing with your fur babies or your children, or helping your kids with math, which is like another story there. but your mental energy does deplete. So if you can help it be something that is more used in a more efficient way, I think it's
Mhm.
wonderful. It is wonderful. So I think you are going to help a lot of women with this. So tell us where we can find you. What are your offers? How do we even get to them?
So yes, my
Yeah.
book is available on Amazon now. And my masterclass, it's the Amplify to Simplify masterclass series. So it's how to clone yourself using AI. That is available on my website, which I'll share the link with you as well.
Mhm.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but I mainly hang out on LinkedIn, and I'm at Positively Joyful Productivity. So I will, of course, send you that link as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, okay. Ladies, you heard it. If you have been questioning, how do I do this? How do I make this dinner? What do I want for dinner? And you just want to make a simple decision. These are the tools that you're going to want to reach out for. So I'm going to put the links in the show notes, and please click on them, and just, you have options. So just make a decision and go with it. That's what I tell them. Make a decision, just go with it. All right. Well,
Yes.
Nicole, thank you so much for all your knowledge and your time. And this was a very pleasant conversation. And
Yes. Liz, thank you so much for having me. This was a delightful conversation. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. So, yeah, I would love to come back.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope it brought you a boost to your day. If you don't want to miss what's next, hit subscribe and come along for the ride. See you next time.